Daniel Reyes never expected his Friday night to turn into a disaster. He was a janitor at a downtown corporate building, quiet, hardworking, and more comfortable with mops than menus. But when his best friend Marco insisted he go on a blind date, "You deserve something nice for once," Daniel reluctantly agreed. He was supposed to meet someone named Avery at the Blue Harbor Bistro, table by the window, single white rose, Marco had said. Easy enough. Except Daniel had never been to a place that fancy in his life. He arrived early, nervous in his borrowed blazer and shoes a size too tight. He scanned the restaurant for a white rose, spotted one near the back, and took a deep breath. There she was, striking, elegant, sitting with perfect posture. A woman who looked like she'd stepped out of a business magazine. "Hi," he said with an awkward smile, pulling out the chair across from her. "You must be Avery." She blinked, then smiled faintly. "I suppose I am." He sat down, relief flooding him. Maybe this wouldn't be so bad after all. 10 minutes in, Daniel realized two things. First, this woman had the most beautiful smile he'd ever seen. Second, she didn't seem to mind that he was rambling about cleaning supplies and late-night floor waxers. "I know it's not glamorous," he said sheepishly, "but there's something satisfying about seeing a spotless floor at 2 a.m. She chuckled, sipping her wine. "I think pride in your work is always admirable." He grinned. "Most people think it's boring." "They're wrong," she said simply. "You notice details other people miss." Her words warmed him more than the expensive wine ever could. "What about you?" he asked. "What do you do?" She hesitated. "Let's just say I manage a few things." He nodded. "Must be nice, being your own boss." She smiled, amused. "Something like that." The waiter brought dessert, a rich chocolate soufflé, and Daniel tried not to calculate how many hours of mopping it would take to afford one of these. But she didn't treat him like a charity case. She laughed at his jokes, listened to his stories, and even confessed that she hated crowded parties. For a moment, Daniel forgot to feel out of place. Then the phone on her table buzzed. She glanced at it, froze for a second, then looked back at him. "Daniel, can I ask you something?" He blinked. "Sure." "Who exactly set this date up?" "My friend Marco," he said. "He said his girlfriend knew someone named Avery who needed a nice evening." Her eyes softened, and then, suddenly, she burst into laughter. Daniel frowned, confused. "What's funny?" She covered her mouth, shaking her head. "I think there's been a mix-up." He froze. "A mix-up?" She took a breath, still smiling. "I was supposed to meet someone here tonight, too, a potential business partner. His name was Daniel. My assistant said he'd be wearing a gray blazer." His mouth dropped. "You mean?" "I think I'm the wrong Avery," she said gently. "Oh no." His face burned. "So you're not Marco's girlfriend's friend?" She shook her head, laughing again. "No. But apparently, fate thinks I should be." Daniel wanted to sink under the table. "I'm so sorry. I swear, I didn't mean to crash your dinner." She leaned forward, her smile soft. "Don't apologize. This has been the best wrong table I've ever sat at." He blinked. "Really? Really? Most business dinners are painfully dull. You, on the other hand, actually make me laugh." He scratched the back of his neck, grinning shyly. "Guess I should put that on my resume." "A janitor who makes CEOs laugh," she said, eyes twinkling. "That's rare talent." He froze. "Wait. Did you just say CEO?" Her cheeks flushed slightly, but she didn't look away. "Avery Cole. Cole Enterprises." Daniel stared, speechless. "You're the Avery Cole? As in, the woman whose company owns half the building I clean?" She bit her lip, trying not to laugh. "That would be me." "Oh God." He buried his face in his hands. "I told you about mop wax." She laughed so hard she nearly spilled her wine. Relax, Daniel. I liked it. He peeked at her, incredulous. You're serious? Completely. It's nice talking to someone who doesn't care about stock prices for once. They ended up staying past closing. The staff started stacking chairs, but neither of them moved. She asked about his art. He told her he sometimes painted abstract skylines when he wasn't working night shifts. He asked about her company. She confessed it was exhausting pretending to have it all figured out. By the time they stood outside under the streetlights, the city was quiet. Well, he said, rubbing the back of his neck, sorry again for sitting at the wrong table. She smiled. Don't be. Sometimes the wrong table leads to the right person. He laughed softly. You sure you're not mad? I'm grateful, she said, and before he could respond, she handed him a business card. Next time, maybe we meet on purpose? He looked at it, embossed gold letters spelling Avery Cole, CEO. Next time, he said, pocketing it, I'll try not to bring mop stories. Don't you dare, she said, smiling. They're my favorite part. 2 weeks later. Daniel thought it was a joke when he got the text. Still think you sat at the wrong table? Meet me for coffee, same place, no roses this time. He showed up nervous all over again, but Avery looked radiant in jeans and a simple sweater, no fancy pretense this time. I almost didn't come, he admitted. Why? She asked. He shrugged. Didn't think CEOs had time for janitors. She reached across the table, touching his hand. Then maybe you don't know the CEO very well. His heart thudded. You're serious? She smiled softly. Daniel, I've had dinners with people worth millions, and not one of them made me feel what I felt that night. You looked at me like I was human, not a headline. He swallowed hard. That's because you are. Her smile grew. Then maybe you'll let me buy you dinner again. This time, on purpose. Months passed. Their worlds couldn't have been more different, but somehow, they fit. Avery learned to slow down, Daniel learned to dream bigger. He started painting again, encouraged by her belief in him. She found herself sneaking away from meetings just to bring him coffee during his night shifts. When the company hosted an art charity event, Avery surprised everyone by showcasing Daniel's paintings as the centerpiece. The guests were moved, not just by the art, but by the quiet man standing beside the CEO, his hand gently brushing hers. Later that night, under the soft city lights, Daniel looked at her and smiled. Still think it was a disaster? Avery laughed. Best blind date mistake I've ever had. He grinned. So you don't mind that the janitor sat at your table? She shook her head. Not if he promises never to leave it. And then, right there among the laughter and light, he kissed her, a kiss that felt like home.